Yeah, man, a Bubba Royalty representing for Black United Nation TV. Stand for justice and equality. And me go so. Chant a psalm a day, whether it rough or calm a day. 7 psalm chant 3 times a day. Some me keep the wicked evil force away. Yes, we're there with a next video. If you're not subscribed to our channel, please free to share, likes and subscribe to our channel. So we are going to give you some natural product, the alkaline. This one is the total blood cleanse, total body goodie cleanse, total body goodie alkaline cleanse, total body goodie alkaline prostate cleanser, high alkaline all press detox, total body alkaline tonics, alkaline brain cleanser, alkaline pressure tonic, total body alkaline nerves tonic, alkaline parasite cleanser. We go down to the alkaline total body goodie alkaline prostate cleanse. So all of this is sponsored and brought forth by the president of the Black God healing power, you know. See him there? Where's the Black God?
One God, one
My
God.
Lord, give thanks, you know, for such marvelous powers.
Yeah, man.
How you do it, man?
Yeah, through the power of the Most High, one way, the alkaline way,
Sure, my
Selassie
Lord.
way, the God way.
Holy Emmanuel, I.
Selassie, yeah. Rastafari.
Yes, my Lord.
Yes, Key.
We give thanks you know, for the knowledge of the alkaline Black God healing power.
True, true, true.
So what is the God name on social media and how can
Yeah,
find
man. The one Black GOD777 underscore on Instagram, you know?
Alright.
Yeah, you see it.
So we as Rastaman, we say we are, you know, eating natural, but we get to understand, say, we eating whole heap of cabbage, whole heap of carrot, whole heap of beetroot.
Red peas.
And we get to understand, say, you say all of these food is not alkaline.
No, they are hybrids, genetically modified, made in a lab.
Sure.
And anything we made in a lab, not made by the Almighty God. And from it not made by the Almighty God, the gods can't eat them things there.
Yes,
you have to left that to gods and Magog.
Sure.
You see it, we can't eat them things.
So we as
gods.
Rastaman, we must not eat beetroot and carrot and
because
cabbage.
Those things were genetically modified. They do not resonate with our body, our temple that the Almighty created. They don't have no nutritional value. They don't have no mineral content. Mankind cannot create a next man. What they can create is a robot. So can't they create the food that sustain the body of the God that the Almighty created. Our God body, no man can make a food that sustain our body. Mankind can only make food that is referred to as, the scientists them call it, Frankensteinian food.
So we
don't eat these foods eat you. Sure. All they need is access to your mouth. They break down to a starch, most of them, that breaks down to sugar and acid, or they go straight to acid and bring your body to acidosis, and the acidosis eats away your cells.
Yes,
Rastafari.
Yes, my God. So we as Rastaman, we better we eat some callaloo.
Callaloo, no cabbage. Cabbage are garbage.
Okay.
No broccoli, no cauliflower, no carrot, no beetroot.
Sure.
You see, no broad bean, no red peas, sure. No lentils. Eat the chickpea. Sure. These are things that you want to eat, the things that was made by nature. The garbanzo bean was made by nature. Sure. See, then you have a bean in Jamaica them called banabis, them things they grow wild. Susumba grow wild.
Sure.
Seeing all these things that grow wild is the things that the Almighty God created. The things that them create and farm and giving the people to eat, that is what is causing the disease, the diseases. You know, Dr. Sebi told me years ago that he was teaching some children, and these children that he was teaching, these children was actually being taught by the system, and the system wanted them to be taught alkalinity. So he was there teaching them, and the kids look at him one day and say, "Sir, the bug said that human beings are crazy." And he said, "Yeah, why?" Because human beings would plant poisonous plants to eat them, and the bugs trying to save humans go and eat the poisonous plants, and instead of letting the bugs eat the plants, human beings poison the plant again with another poison, another spray, another chemical poison, and that the bugs cannot eat it. They die before they could clean it up out of the earth. Sure. And then human beings go and eat these poison plants. So we're talking about the cabbage, the bok choy, the cauliflower, and all these things. Nature did not make them. And when nature sees them, it eats them away.
Thank you. So what about the corn and the cane?
The corn is the same thing. Corn was made in a lab. It comes from the Teosinte from Mexico. Corn is not the original. The original corn is a small thing.
Yeah.
You understand me?
So I just hear, a young lady say she was gonna do therapy and she get a dream from God and you save her. Could you explain little, not
remember
about that?
Lady? Yeah, I was in New York years ago and this lady called me crying.
Yeah.
You know, saying she had stage 4 cancer, 3 cancers. Breast, leukemia, and the cervix.
Yeah.
And she was terminal, stage 4, and the doctors in Florida said they couldn't do nothing. In New York, they said, "Well, miss, that is it. There is not more we can do." And she called me crying. A friend of mine, cousin, she called me crying. And I said, "Dry up your tears, stop crying. They're not God. They're not the Almighty. They did not create one human being. They just boast themselves in their own iniquity, in their own evil, in what they have learned out of a system. They did not go to God. They did not learn from God. Only the person that makes the vessel know about it best. Nobody knows how to fix the Mercedes better than the dealer. Nobody knows how to fix the BMW better than the dealer. Nobody knows how to fix the Bugatti better than the dealer. So does nobody know how to fix mankind better than the Almighty God that made and created mankind.
Sure.
Now the Almighty God gave this message to people. He gave this knowledge to people. It's not something that you can go to a school and study.
Yeah.
You cannot study this knowledge because it is not fringe knowledge. It is not foolish knowledge. It's not knowledge that you can gather from a university. The knowledge that God gives is the same knowledge that He gives to the squid. And the same bird in Jamaica will make the nest the same way in Jamaica as it does in Africa, which same bird has never met each other.
Thank you.
The same procedure. This is the knowledge of the universe.
Sure.
You understand me? So everybody came with their code. These birds now, this bird is a squid, this bird is a parakeet, this bird is a garland. Yeah. Right? Now 3 different birds. Even though they are birds, they don't eat the same thing. They might eat some of the same things, but there are things that one eat that the other don't eat. And guess what? They don't make their nest the same way. Okay. Every one of them have a gene or a genius within themselves that teaches them how to make their nest and how to deal with their young. And that is the knowledge of the universe that you cannot learn from a university. And the birds did not go to a university to wheel this nest, to make the nest. The craftiness of the nest, mankind in his knowledge, it seems impossible to create the nest of a squid.
Sure.
And he does it branch by branch, twig by twig, limb by limb, and leaf by leaf. So this is the knowledge which is called universal knowledge, and that is the knowledge that God passes down. That is the way that God passes down His knowledge to mankind, that we could deal with things that affects us all and to help to balance
as you say, you does not learn this from the schools and the universities out there. as the young lady would say, she get a vision.
Yeah, she get a
That
vision.
some people call dream. But we say vision. She get a vision and she come and see and almost everything that she see in the vision saw is
she dreamt a saucer.
Yeah.
This man came in a white robe and a turban and he gave her a saucer. And the saucer had a cup, a small cup. I never forget when I went to the store and I saw those white saucer and those small cup. Something said to me, buy that. I like it because of how it look, you know.
Yeah.
And I bought it. And this woman was in her bed. I never met her yet. But she dreamt that this man gave her this small cup in this saucer and said, drink this. And she said, what is it? And she said, the man said to her, this is the leaf of life. And she said, the leaf of life. And the man said, drink it. And she drank it. And she said when she drank it, she wiped her mouth. And by she wiped her mouth, she wake out of the vision. Her cousin came into the room and she said, a man just come in our room and gave me something to drink. And I drink it and wipe my mouth. And they say, oh, you're hallucinating because the drug that they're giving you for the cancer, you know, have her hallucinate. Yeah. And she said, no, I think this one was real because I feel myself wiping my mouth after I drink the thing. Yeah. And then when she came to me, she met me, I think, the same day, and she came to me, the first thing I did, as she said in the testimony, I handed her a white saucer with a small cup. I remember, I just loved it when I saw them. So I handed it to her with some cleanse to start her journey. And I said to her, drink this thing. Yeah. And she said, and she tasted it. And when she tasted it, it was so bitter. And she said, I can't. I said, I didn't tell her to taste it. I said, drink it. Yeah. And she said, the man started bad me up because I had to rough her up to save her life. Sure. Some of the time, God have to rough you up to save your life. Because you're going down the wrong road and then
she was saying when she went back to the doctor was telling her she is in a better condition than even the doctor herself.
She was cancer-free and the doctor said her pH level, she said, I am from Brazil, the doctor told her, and she cannot prescribe it for her and she cannot tell her to take the herbs, but nothing beat the natural herbs. And she said, whatever you're doing, ma'am, continue doing because your pH level is better than mine. That is what the doctor told her.
Okay.
You know, from dead house, where she was written off to die. You know, so great is the God and greatly to be praised. Not my power, but thy power. Thy will be done on earth as it is in Zion. You see? So it's just the Most High that give man this knowledge.
Show the God is saying, you know, greater David, greater son, you know, so the man just say, we are going to come do great works to
Great works. We're not doing the works yet, you know. Because remember, you know, we were supposed to raise all the dead. Well, that was one of the dead that I raised.
Sure.
Because she was given over to death.
Thank you.
And she was crying that she was going to die. She's talking. She said, I guess she going to die. Yeah. She guessed she was going to die. And I said, stop the crying. They don't sign the certificates, you know, on life. They can tell you, but God has the last say. The Almighty have the last say, Rastafari. And I see Rastafari through his might and his powers and his wisdom and knowledge that he gave unto I and I could have 360-degree her life and have her living today. And I go and tell you a secret. She never thought this. I have a next tape with her. She went back again and get stressed out 2 years later. And she said, me start to ras the rum and eat back garbage. And her body developed another cancer in her vertebral column. And I had to slap it out again. Not only did I slap out the cancer this time, she came with her friend and said the friend wanted to get a baby. And she ended up getting a brand new baby. So she's now a baby mother and cancer free again. Okay. Holy Emmanuel, Rastafari.
Thanks for the marvelous work.
See,
you know?
the green juice, you know?
Sure.
Yeah, this right here is the great green. The green will help to rebuild all the cells. So you're going to cleanse with this. This is the total body alkaline cleanser, the mighty cleansing herbs. You're going to tonic up with this. This is the tonic there. And you're going to kill the parasites with this. You understand? That's a parasite tonic. And then rebuild all cells with this. You know, this is the incredible bulk, the green, mighty green juice, you know, with the whole heap of mighty thing them. Everything in this green juice grows wild. There is nothing in here that was bought in a store. Everything in this green juice grows wild.
No lab product.
Yeah, so I have herbs from the sea, I have herbs from the river, and I have herbs from the land. It's 3 the hard way. God's way.
3 in 1 and 1 in 3.
And blessed Trinity.
Rule of the earth, sky and sea.
Earth, sky and sea.
Holy Emmanuel, I.
Rastafari. Yeah, man.
Black God healing. Yes, so how can the people them contact you to get these lovely products?
Yeah. They can go to my Instagram, you know. Black God777 _ on Instagram. Or my New York number. I have a number in New York. Let me give them this number in New York City. Yeah, New York number is 929.
Yeah.
690.
929 690
9657.
9657.
Yeah, that's New York.
Okay.
You know?
Yes. So
And that's WhatsApp. You call me WhatsApp. Anywhere you can call me on that. Anywhere in the world, man. You can get me on that number.
On that number. On WhatsApp.
Yeah, on WhatsApp, not straight. WhatsApp.
Sure.
Alright?
Give thanks to the mighty healing powers.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.